want to show you how you can make quince jelly and quince paste or quince confectionery. If you're watching this video, you probably know what quince are. They are related to apples, but they're actually in the rose family. And I got these from a neighbor, so that's why they're not exactly perfect like the ones you may find in the store. And sometimes these are pretty smooth on the outside. Sometimes they do have a bit of a pelt on the outside. So the first thing you want to do is rub this pelty, fuzzy little hairs off with just a piece of cloth or like an old towel or something. And they're not bad. They come out really easily when you wash them. And then we will cut them. You will notice that when you cut them, they're actually really hard. In fact, you can't eat quince raw. They need to be cooked. So I'll show you how we cut them. I have an old recipe that goes back to my childhood in which the recipe says that you can actually leave the seeds and the skin and everything on. I like to cut the seeds out because it makes my job later a little bit easier. And you can just go from one side and the other side, and it comes out pretty quick. If there are some seeds left here, that's okay. And I will add those quince to a pot, and I'm gonna do the same for the remaining quarters here. If there are any wormholes, obviously I will cut those out as well. Because I have a lot of bad areas, I cut those out and I have very uneven pieces. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut those bigger pieces into smaller pieces so they're all pretty uniform. So that looks a lot better. And now what we'll do is we will cover these just barely with water. And boil them until they are soft. And once they're soft, I will let them sit for a few hours because this really helps the gelling, the pectin. And then I will line a colander or a strainer with some sort of cheesecloth or towel or something else and put the quince pieces in there with all the water, drain the water, and let the quince pieces drain overnight. And then I will show you the next step. The next morning I measure out the quince juice that I got, and I add about 3/4 of the weight of the juice in sugar. So let's say you had about 1 liter of juice, you add about 750 grams of sugar. That's pretty sweet, but the sugar also preserves the quince jelly, which is what we're going to do now. I bring everything to a boil. First, I constantly stir until the sugar is completely dissolved. And I like to always add just a bit of citric acid. First of all, it preserves it a little bit longer, but also it preserves the red color of the jelly. It also adds just a little bit of tartness to a pretty sweet jelly. And then I let this boil for quite a while until the juice is starting to turn red. You can also do a little gel test on a small dish, and once I'm happy with it, I fill it in clean jars, and I like to always invert them. I have another video right here in which I talk about my canning and jam canning method. Now I have my quince pieces that have been drained, and I press them through a colander. You could also, if you've cut away pretty much all of the seeds and the core, you can also do that in a blender or food processor, but I don't mind doing it by hand. And then I end up with a bunch of this like mashed quince mass, and I add the same amount of sugar that I added to the jelly, which is about 3/4 in weight of what I weighed out in the mashed quince mass in sugar. I add that to a pot and cook it until it starts turning red. And again, I need to constantly stir it because otherwise it might boil over and splatter all over the place, and also it might burn at the bottom. So I need to actually stay there and watch it while it's doing that. And once it's turned red, I add it to sterilized or clean jars. You can also, which is what I'm going to show you here for making the little quince squares, you can spread that on a cookie tray on some parchment paper or something that has been lightly oiled, and either let it sit and dry at room temperature, or ideally in a warm spot next to an oven if you're doing this in the winter and you're already heating. But you can also do it in a food dehydrator, or you can do it in your oven at a very low setting and let it dry until it becomes so dry that you can cut it into little squares or triangles or whatever shapes you prefer. They're so good. Super easy to make, and I have some more canning and jam recipes right here in this playlist. Thank you so much for joining me in my kitchen, and I'll see you in the next video.